In my broadband, there's a news article that states that Eskom drops a 383 billion rand electricity price bomb, and then it speaks about the Medupi power station. That, as all of us know, Medupi and Kusile cost more than double what the original estimates were, and Medupi specifically hasn't got desulfurization, which means that the smoke that comes out of the stacks, it's not good for the environment. It's not good for the people that live close to those power stations, and it is a huge problem with regards to our country's environmental laws. And a High Court ruling has actually said that Medupi needs to be shut down, that what they're doing is illegal with regards to the amount of pollutants being put into the air. And Eskom has said that to put in desulfurization is going to cost 383 billion rand, more than the power station itself costs. And there's actually a breakdown at the end of the article where it speaks of Medupi already 155 billion over budget. And then in that table it says the original budget was 79 billion. The last estimated cost was 234 billion. Cost with flue gas desulfurization is 617 billion if you add this 383 billion, which is crazy because it means it would cost more than the power station itself. And the original completion deadline was 2014, actual completion date was July 2025. This is when the last unit was brought online. And famously with Medupi and Kusile, there were many parts of the plant in the original designs that did not align or work or talk to each other. So retrofitting was required that cost an absolute fortune, and this is why a lot of the cost overruns occurred. But here is the problem. This situation is about what exits the stacks. Is it acceptable? Is it not acceptable? And what Eskom is saying is that there's various alternative options for reducing emissions from its coal-fired power station fleet, which were assessed using a benefit cost assessment methodology. So what they are saying is, instead of making the plant put out better quality exhaust gases, they're saying that there could be air quality offset or AQO program, clean cooking and household interventions. In other words, you, in the way that you do things, need to change to counteract what is happening at Medupi. Small modular reactors, nuclear reactors, in other words, you offset the pollution overall for the country in Medupi with SMR, small modular reactors, then long duration energy storage, coal beneficiation, high efficiency, low emissions, and advanced coal fire generation technology, and carbon capture, utilization, and storage. Okay, so it's trying to give alternatives that would, in their mind, offset what Medupi is doing. But this is not the point. It's about what is coming out of the exhaust stacks at Medupi power station. And Eskom doesn't seem to get that. And I find this interesting. So I said from the beginning, they should have just built the plant with the desulfurization. That goes without saying. Why should you pollute the environment more if you have the technology to do it differently? It would have cost a lot less if it was done back then. And this amount of 383 billion sounds again like a whole lot of fat cats making tons of money to me. So if you look at this huge situation with regards to Medupi, where the High Court has said that it needs to rein in its pollutants going into the atmosphere, and then Barbara Greasy famously saying that she will allow Medupi to continue running the way that it is, and now Eskom having to find solutions to the problem, saying that other things need to solve Medupi's problems, that they can't solve it at Medupi itself. And you know, at the end of the day, if the desulfurization is put in, the bottom line is you are going to pay for it. You and I, the taxpayer of South Africa, is going to pay for it. and you're going to pay for it through electricity and many other ways. 383 billion rand. That is a price bomb indeed. How will that affect things in the long run? We don't know at this stage. Firstly, I think that price is way more than it should be, so that's already where I smell a red herring, and where I can see that something's not right. Something's not right at all. So for them to say that 383 billion needs to be absorbed by the people that consume electricity in the country, it doesn't bode well for Eskom. And Eskom is trying to remain relevant within the market, and at the moment doing it by trying to force certain things, using the state to give it the power to force its hand with regards to the monopoly that it has in the country. And I'm not in favor of just getting rid of Eskom. I do believe Eskom has a huge important role to play within the country, but not in the current governance system. The way the current government has run Eskom and how it has run Eskom since the transition in 1994 is a huge problem. And Eskom benefited off the back of the good investment that was done prior to 1994 in power generation. And in the year 2000, Eskom won an international award given by the US for being the best power utility on the planet. Now, that is quite an accolade, and it certainly wasn't because of the transition taking place in the country. It was because of the expert technicians, engineers, etc., operators that worked within Eskom at the time, people that were highly skilled and trained, while integration was taking place within the Eskom workplace. So South African people working hard within Eskom that made that possible. And then government policies started to bring us load shedding. Policies from Thabo Mbeki, who said that you don't need to build new generation capacity. And when it was too late, they started these two behemoths, Medupi, Kusile, that just chowed money in a big way when they could have built new nuclear power stations. And you need to ask yourself why people were fighting nuclear power more than they were fighting the building of these coal stations. At the end of the day, we need new generating capacity or load shedding will come back 100%. And if you think that your solar panels, etc., is going to become sufficient for you, if you're still tied to the Eskom grid in the long run, you are wrong. You need to be completely independent of the Eskom power grid. If you want to call yourself power independent, then your batteries need to last long enough, your inverters need to last long enough, your solar panels need to last long enough and not get hit by hailstones and dust all the time, etc. So these are all things that you need to consider. Eskom is still there to play a role in South Africa, but Eskom needs to be allowed by government to do what it does best, generate power. And the African National Congress, who was the ruling party at the time of Medupi and Kusile being built, cannot be allowed to be involved in the construction process or be a shareholder in the companies that are involved in that process. It will again end up being a disaster. Please tell me in the comments how you feel about Medupi having to put desulfurization in place. The fact that they say it's going to cost 383 billion rand to do so, which is preposterous in my mind. Tell me how you feel in the comments. And what do you think is going to happen to Eskom in the long run? What do you think is going to happen to the price of electricity in the long run? From what they are saying here, the cost of electricity is going to escalate by a lot. Can you afford it? Can your household handle and absorb that kind of cost? Thanks so much for watching. And remember, at the end of the day, the only way to remain free is to become as self-reliant as possible. Starting bit by bit, making sure you have water, food, shelter, energy, and something to keep you sane. That is your arsenal of 5 items that you need to be as free as possible. Start today, even if it is just storing water. Start, do something. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. Thanks so much for watching this video, and please like it, share it, Comment. Tell me how you feel about the situation with regards to Eskom and Medupi possibly costing an extra 383 billion rand. And remember to stay free.